You don't need to do anything right now. You don't need to fix your life or figure something out. Just let this moment be what it is. If rest hasn't been feeling restful lately, you're not imagining it, and you're not doing rest wrong. You might sit down, finally stop moving, finally have nothing urgent to handle. And instead of relief, there's a strange tension. Your body is still tight. Your mind doesn't slow down. You feel tired, but not restored. Sometimes you even feel more uneasy when things go quiet, like something inside you doesn't trust the stillness. That can be confusing and quietly frustrating because you're trying. You're giving yourself breaks. You're canceling plans. You're lying down. And yet, the exhaustion doesn't lift. There's a thought that often follows that feeling. A thought people don't always say out loud. What's wrong with me? Why can't I relax like other people seem to? Why does rest feel heavy instead of peaceful? Why do I feel guilty for stopping and restless when I do? If those questions sound familiar, you're not broken. You're responding exactly the way a pressured nervous system responds. When you've lived in a constant state of demand, speed, and expectation, your body adapts to that environment. It learns to stay alert, to scan for what's next, to stay slightly braced, even during downtime. So when you finally stop, your system doesn't immediately soften. It doesn't know yet that it's safe to let go. Rest, instead of feeling like relief, can feel like exposure. Like all the unprocessed tension finally has room to surface. That's why rest can feel uncomfortable, or emotionally loud, or strangely empty. It's not a failure of rest. It's a sign of how much you've been carrying. For a long time, you may have needed to stay functional no matter how you felt. You pushed through tiredness. You ignored emotional signals. You kept going because stopping didn't feel like an option. Your system learned that slowing down equals falling behind, or being judged, or losing control. So when you try to rest now, your body stays on guard. It keeps asking, are we really allowed to stop? This isn't a mindset problem. It's a physiological memory. And that's important, because it means there's no personal flaw here. No lack of discipline. No secret weakness. Even procrastination, avoidance, zoning out. These aren't signs of laziness. They're signs of a system that's been protecting you from overload. When rest doesn't feel restful, shame often creeps in quietly. You might think you should be grateful to slow down, that others have it worse, that you're wasting time or potential. But shame adds more pressure, and pressure is the very thing that keeps rest from working. Real rest, ISNT. Something you force. It's something your nervous system allows, and allowance only happens when there's safety. Safety doesn't come from convincing yourself to relax. It comes from being understood by yourself. From recognizing that the restlessness, the guilt, the numbness, they all make sense given what you've lived inside of. Nothing here needs to be judged away. When pressure drops, clarity returns on its own. Not all at once. Not dramatically, but quietly. Your system knows how to settle. It just hasn't been given consistent permission yet. And permission doesn't mean quitting life or giving up ambition. It means letting your pace be responsive instead of reactive. It means trusting that slowness can be intelligent, that rest can be gradual, that healing doesn't have to feel productive to be real. You're allowed to rest without needing to earn it. You're allowed to pause without explaining yourself. You're allowed to be in between chapters without rushing to the next one. Agency doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from listening more honestly, from noticing when something inside you says, "That's enough for now," and believing it. Self-trust grows in moments like that. Small, quiet moments where you stop overriding yourself, and you don't have to get it right today. There's no timeline you're failing to meet. Even noticing that rest doesn't feel restful yet is awareness. And awareness is movement, even when it feels still. So if all you do after this is sit exactly where you are and breathe a little easier knowing there's a reason for how you feel, that's enough. Nothing is missing from you. Nothing is behind. Your system is learning, slowly, how to feel safe again. And you don't have to rush it.